Eternia's choice? What the flock? Mattel gives fans the power, and we are here to explore all the possibilities with our special guest on an awesome simulcast stream, Mega J Retro, tonight on Toy Habits Live. And we are kicking it off, folks.
And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael.
And I'm the Toy Sorceress, and you're watching Toy Habits Live. How's it going, Michael?
Oh my gosh, things are going amazing. Was not expecting this news today, so I'm so excited to chat about it. How the heck are you?
I am doing great. Got my Snake Mountain this week, even though I'm not going to be able to open it for a while. I wanted to have it here for inspiration and for everyone's viewing pleasure. How are you doing?
Great.
We have a special guest tonight as well, and we can't wait to introduce him. Okay, so you all know him, you love him. He's awesome host of his own YouTube channel. He is the guru of all things toys. I'm just kidding with that joke. He is incredible, a huge friend of the channel. Our friend, the one and only Mega J Retro. And Mega J is streaming this live on his channel as well. Let's bring Mega J in. Hey, how you doing?
There he is.
How's it going,
totally
everybody?
With the guru joke.
Had some technical difficulties there. My browser crashed, so great to be here. Super excited about this topic. I can't believe what's going on, guys. How is everybody? How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing awesome. Doing good.
It's a little early for this to happen. I mean, like it's Thursday, right? But you know. They don't care. they just don't care. They know that they have a captive audience in Motu collectors, so they want to hit the iron while the iron's hot. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What were you guys' thoughts about this? I was totally blown away when I saw the news the first time.
Well, first of all I did was look down at my phone and saw a message from you. Oh my God, Michael. Oh my God, Lily. And I was like, what's going on? So like I immediately grabbed it, and when I saw your message, I was like, wow. I was in the middle of like a work meeting or something, so I couldn't. It's like I didn't get a chance to catch up on anything posted on Instagram this morning. When I saw your message and saw the post on Master's Instagram page, I was like super excited. Eternia's choice. The fans get the power to pick the next crowdfunding project. That is incredible. How do you all feel out there in the chat? We're all going to get to shape the next project. That's awesome.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
How are you guys feeling about it?
It was unbelievable for me because I never go to the office for work, and today I went in and I wasn't really paying attention to anything because I was heads down, and then I look at my phone because the Toy Sorceress and I talk to each other pretty much 24/7, and she's like, something dropped today, and I was like, what? She let me hang it.
That's the problem. That's the problem when we're all at work and we're all kind of busy. All of a sudden, these random little messages come up, and you're like, what? Wait, you can't leave me hanging with that. Wait, finish the sentence. The Toy Sorceress and Michael, they never stop while they're actually broadcasting. They're typing away and getting an article out. It's so much fun. It's great. It is awesome. So
like one hand's doing this and the other hand's doing that.
Yeah. I know, right? So just so that everybody knows what the heck we're talking about. I mean, guys, what happened today on Mattel Creations? Like, what transpired that people are so excited for?
Let's take a look. Today we had this incredible posting on Mattel's Instagram page, basically saying Eternia's choice. And the caption there read, fans of Eternia, you have the power to shape the next Masters of the Universe crowdfund project. Tune in Tuesday, September 5th to learn how to cast your vote on the next made-to-order, large-scale, and that's important, Motu item. This was incredible, and as soon as I read this, Jay, my mind started going all over the place, and I was like, I got to get an article out on this. We're going to do a speculation post. You know, we talked about going live tonight. All these things ran through my head, but what were you thinking, Jay, when you saw this?
I'm not even gonna lie. The first thing that came into mind is I think I should tell Toy Habits about this. That was the first thing that actually went to my mind, because I knew that you guys would want to talk about it and get it onto the Toy Habits website. And I figured actually you guys had already saw the post from Master Universe. But just in case, I sent it over to you, and you were like, "What's going on?" And we're all starting to freak out collectively.
Yes.
And then your mind just starts running a mile a minute. You're like, okay, they're giving me one vote, but there's too many things to vote on. Like, it's just so many things that you want. In terms of like vehicles and play sets and really specialized characters who probably will never come back again, right? And you know what? That's exactly why we're here to chat about this stuff, because let's put it out there. Let's dream a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring out some of our long forgotten memories of some great, truly great Master Universe figures from the past to see if we can literally pluck them into it and will them into existence.
Yes.
That's what this is. We are literally willing these incredible dream projects into existence. And let's not forget, this is not the first fan vote that's happened at Mattel. I mean, the now unobtainable, unaffordable Triclops mini comic version was a product of the fan votes. So guys, this is real. This is going to happen. So let's do this. Let's talk about Michael. Michael, what
were your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
I was like, what the flock is going on? Because we don't even have Eternia in hand, and they're already thinking about the next crowdfund. So I think that was awesome. And I think that people are going to will this into creation. And we also have put up an unofficial poll on the Toy Habits website. So while you're listening, head over there and click on that Masters of the Universe New Eternia's Choice article and cast your vote. We just threw about 6 things in there. So we would love to hear that. But man, the sky's the limit for this one.
Right here. So here's the post where the poll is, and just underneath the image of Eternia's Choice, you can cast your vote. And so far, Eternos Palace is winning. but we're going to check into this later. We'll put a pin in that for now. There's so many amazing things that we were thinking, and I know we heard from a lot of you on Instagram in terms of what you were looking for and all that kind of stuff. So a few things to keep in mind. This is looking at a large scale project. So to me, and I did not cover purposefully smaller play sets that could go to retail, like the vintage version of the Fright Zone, because it's a small play set that can easily go to retail. And of course the Slime Pit, that's a little play set as well. Those things, they're smaller than Snake Mountain. We can get them to retail. They're not made for a crowdsource project. But we're going to dive into our list right now, and we're going to talk to Jay about his list as well. We want to start out with the grand Eternos Palace, the home of King Ryandor and Queen Marlena from, of course, the Filmation cartoon. You all know it. You all love it. We saw that incredible custom that Jay featured on one of his videos. And this could be an absolutely spectacular playset. There was a concept made many years ago for the Classics line, showing what an awesome Eternos playset could look like. And it had spaces to park your Wind Raider, your Road Ripper down here. I'm sure that the throne room was probably behind this dome, and there was all sorts of neat, staircases and places for people to hang out, and an elevator, and probably one of these rooms down below housed like Man at Arms workshop or Orko's room, that kind of stuff. But what do you guys think of Eternos Palace? I mean, would that be a viable project, and would you vote for this if that was one of the items? So I want to know from our panel, and I want to know from the chat too. Jay, Michael, what do you guys think?
Michael, you go first.
I would love Eternos Palace just because, I guess it's world building, right? And I love the fact that these toy companies are coming out with these ginormous play sets. You love them and you hate them because we have no room for them, but it really is starting to build out that world, because now that we have Castle Grayskull and Stake Mountain, we need some other places in Eternia for the Eternians to go, and why not the Eternos Palace? Like, this playset looks amazing, and I think this would definitely fit in, either in the Origins line or the Masterverse line. Can't forget about that one.
Yeah, you know what? We've already seen the possibilities for the Eternos Palace. I mean, a good friend of the channel, Mikael over at Kendall Studios. I mean, wow, just an incredible homage for his take on the Eternos Palace. And if a production version of Eternos could be anywhere near what Mikael had actually put together, I mean, his is, I think, a bit big. It's a true realization of what Eternos could be. I'm not sure on a production scale that they could actually pull that off, but if they can even get close to that, I think it would be incredible.
So we're thinking this could be a possibility. And first of all, I realize we haven't said hi to the chat yet, which I do want to do. So let's talk about Eternos Palace, and then we'll say hi to the chat. But if you recall, there were a couple teases of Eternos Palace already for some while now. It was featured on the back of the Eternian Royal Guards 2-pack, and there was a teaser image of the palace behind that, and as well as on the this wasn't Serpent Claw Man at Arms, it was the Snake Infiltrator hardback as well. This is just one half of the image, and you can see Eternos Palace on there as well. This was pretty predominant on the back of that card back. And and I think, with it being predominantly featured on these card backs lately, I think Mattel was trying to give us a hint on something. What do you guys think?
That's what they do best, is they do hints, and they are very pragmatic about what they show on the cards, and just history has told us that whatever is teased on these cards eventually is getting made. So I know I say that, and they're probably going to skip this one, but it's just the way it's how it's been going so far.
Yeah, you know what? Cheers. You know what? I was very excited when I saw this, and of course, this is actually the 2000X, realization of Eternos, which is still fine. I'd be happy to get both, or one or the other, and that'll be interesting if they actually consider that, right? If they actually consider the Filmation version versus the 2000X version. But again, the interior of I think. Because thanks to what's it called? Oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank, and I hate that. Thanks to who did? I'm trying to remember now. It's at the tip of my tongue. Give me 1 second. It's coming. Just give me 1 second. Thanks to Stuart Cameron for these wonderful concept designs. Obviously, he's the one who's had all of these conceptual designs floating around the World Wide Web, because again, at one time he was working for Mattel, and these concepts were coming out as pitches originally during the Master Universe Classics, and because of that, we have a lot of groundwork and kind of toyetic type of designs for these playsets, because that's something that we have to realize. You can't just take a Filmation style illustration, but then you have to really massage it into a toy type of idea, and that's exactly what Stuart Cameron was able to do.
Absolutely. So, Jay, if you have some content you want to share, let us know, and go ahead and share your screen too if there's anything you want to show with the audience, because we are simulcasting our streams on both our stations. So.
Of course, and we're good for now. Just keep going, Toy Story. I'm loving the content.
Before we dive into the next one, I wanted to make a point, and then we're going to say hi to the chat, because Mattel is leaning in on the new cartoon collection, which is of course the Filmation line. Would it make sense? And we're going to hear from all of you. That they're going to model, if the Eternos Palace was a possibility, that they would do the Filmation version of the palace, the big pink the big pink one.
Almost
because we
definitely.
are getting these Filmation characters.
Yeah.
I don't mind the pink. I think it's fine. And you know what? In different variations of the cartoon, it wasn't so pink. It was kind of more maroon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many different iterations. This color scheme is gorgeous. I mean, you know, the pearlescence on the sides of the walls and the beautiful highlights of gold. You know, again, both are different styles and they both exist in an Eternia of some sort, so they're beautiful.
Absolutely, Michael.
Oh, most definitely. I think definitely a Filmation version of the Eternos Palace would be great. Yeah, and I think I'm more along the lines of Mega J. It's like, don't make it super pink. Let's give it a maroon color, maroons and golds. But I do love this 2000X version.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's great, and I think this one is definitely a possibility in terms of being on the short list for this new crowdfund project. And why don't we dive in and say hi to the chat, because we missed saying hi to everybody. We got almost 160 people here. Michael, do you want to run through the
How are we going to do this?
I know. You can go through half and I'll do the other half.
Sounds good. All right, we got Highly in Dread, Speaking Moistly, Frankie Rivera, Beast Mode, William, we got Jinx Caliber, Neil Hunter Hyde, Guyran 460, Hal Jordan, Futurama, yay, Dave. I'm already losing count now. Daxamil, Bash Studios, what is up? We have Joshua, Dwayne, and Clint, lovely crew member, if my plus-ins work. Brennan Barnes, what is up? All Music Fan, Robzilla, we got Big M, Baroness of Toys, Agent of Chaos 81, nice name. Hung Nguyen, Omar, Ryan, Wilvernine, Rob 2023, what is up? Studio Henge, Kenton, funny crew member Giraffe, Joshua, I think I said you are right. All right, I'm starting to lose count now.
It's okay. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, it's fine. Nolan, Too bad, Dad. There's like 165 people in here.
Yeah, so. Well, I'll just keep flashing on the screen. That way you guys don't fall asleep while we're reading the names. But thank you for all of you who are joining tonight. It's incredible to have all the amazing community here in the chat. So happy to see you all. Let's go through a few of these comments and see what people are thinking in terms of what could be a possibility, or what they're thinking about the Eternos Palace. So I don't know if there's any comments that you guys had flagged or even got to look through yet, but some people are saying Futurama, yeah. I want a Fright Zone with a puppet. Can they put that in stores, or are they afraid no one will buy it? I think absolutely Fright Zone is possible, and it's going to be a retail release. So that's an awesome play set, but I don't think it's going to be part of the crowdfund because it's just too much of an easy thing to make for a retail project. So
this begs the question, though, like, do all crowdfunds need to be huge like this? Because Mattel, I remember them doing their like WWE ring, and that's not huge at all.
It's not big. No.
So,
but Mattel did say large format project on there.
Yeah,
I agree with that sentiment. But who's to say that they can't reformat the Fright Zone? I mean, for example, Toy Socials, if you want to just throw up really quickly, let me just get it ready. I think it's here.
Sure.
Yeah, if you want to just throw this up really quickly. This concept was again one of Stuart Taylor Cameron's designs. And this thing, I mean, this is ridiculous. So it is a
it is very cool.
It is. So this is another toyetic version of the Filmation Evil Horde playset, and this thing is just ridiculous. I mean, this is truly a large format playset. I mean, zooming in, we can see, and these are all classics figures, right? And you can actually see from the how they've taken the Filmation inspirations from here, right? Stuart took those. You can even see the sort of windows that look like Jaws. Yeah, he reincorporated that into this just monstrous type of playset. We can see that kind of homage right here. And you can even see how this is really clever. Looking down here, look at that. That's actually That's
that's really cool.
Yeah, that is the Horde playset. Right
I
there.
love that.
The actual Horde playset has been reincorporated into the Filmation Horde. That is some clever use of old history of Mattel with Filmation and just bringing it all together into one just frightening playset. And of course, as I said with Stuart Cameron, he not only did the exterior, but again, to make this more toyetic and as it is a viable concept, he actually did the reverse and showed the interior of
that's
the
amazing.
of the playset.
Oh wow!
And you can actually see Hordak's throne room.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, you can see Hordak's throne room in here. You can see that he's got two Horde priests who are probably in direct communication with Horde Prime. We can see the staircase leading up to the throne room, the spot where all of the Horde minions are just gathered waiting for instructions. And if we look over here, that is a real a conceptual
slime pit
of a slime pit. Yep. Now, I don't think a slime pit would be included with the Horde with the Fright Zone. I think that it would be one of those accompanying pieces that could join together with the with the Fright Zone. But if we look carefully, we can actually see the energy draining chamber where He-Man's was trapped and his energy was drained. We can see a Dora here trying to free He-Man, and a pedestal where they have the two swords of power encased, the sword of protection and the sword of power, exactly as it was in the Filmation set. Stuart Cameron even went so far as to create a portal where Horde Prime can communicate with his minions. I mean, this is a really well thought out, well designed, concept, and that's another way that we can definitely bring something like this together. It's just absolutely crazy.
Absolutely, and I guess what I was getting at, and I think this would be a fantastic project for a crowdsourcing type of campaign. The traditional vintage style, Fright Zone obviously is a bit small and could easily be done, and as well as the slime pit. But if you do something like this is a totally new concept. It's bringing in, Filmation, the She-Ra cartoon, obviously into the line, which would be incredible, and it's brilliantly integrating the vintage playsets within this awesome looking, giant Fright Zone Horde Palace. So that would be really cool. I think this is a definite contender in terms of being a viable option. Michael,
I would love for them to make this, because the original Fright Zone that came out, I love that little playset, but it looked nothing like the Filmation version. And like this comes as close, if not adds so much to it. I mean, with all the history and all of the like deep cuts references. So this is like akin to the Cat's Lair, right? It's like it's integrating all of that history, and this thing would be massive. And I don't know if the Mantisaur is scaled properly there, but if that is a real real size Mantisaur, this thing is monstrously big.
It is monster. I don't think it is, because if you look at Montana there, however, I think the Mantisaur did not come out for classics, or did it? Somebody can.
It did not.
It did.
So this Mantisaur is actually it's actually scaled. So yeah, maybe it is the right scale. Ooh, that is scary.
You know what's neat about this, Jay? I love that you picked this as one of the options, because you could look at this playset and you can pick out unlocked tiers. Like the Mantisaur could be one. The add-on slime pit could be another. As you get higher up. So it's like there's all these pieces that could be like added on, or like the creatures, or even the little transformation chamber, or that piece as well for Horde Prime. There's a lot of stuff in here that you could get, like the basic Fright Zone playset, and then there's like 4 or 5 unlocks in here. That'd be awesome.
It's really interesting.
It's crazy.
It's really interesting how Stuart came up with all this. Again, just probably just noodling in his head, right? So yeah, just absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
I love this.
So Jinx Caliber has updated Fright Zone Tier 1 Mantisaur, Tier 2 Slime Pit, Tier 3 Monstroid. I love this in the chat. That's awesome.
That's so cool. Great minds think alike.
that makes so much sense too. I mean, it's
that would be very cool.
These are just dreams, but this is what it is, right? We're dreaming right now. These are dream projects, right? That's the way HasLab has always positioned it as dream projects. And you know what? This is, I think, is a master move for Mattel, giving the fans finally giving the fans choices and giving us the power, as they said in the actual post, to make this happen. So, guys, come Tuesday, we gotta make a really good choices.
This is going to be incredible. And the neat thing is also that, and you hit the nail on the head. Why are they talking about a new crowdsource project or crowdfunding project when we haven't gotten Eternia shipped to us yet? But you got to think about, it's going to take them time to design it, put it into production or get at least some kind of mock-up sample before they can start the actual crowdfund campaign. So doing the fan vote now will allow them to say, okay, this is a project we're picking, and then give them that amount of time, you'd think, between now and the spring when Eternia ships, to actually get that new prototype or whatever it is ready, so that once we have Eternia in hand, then they can launch the next campaign, and they say, hey, you guys pick this, and now here's our concept, and start the campaign going. So it's perfect timing. It'll give them just enough time to get it designed.
Yes, that's going to be amazing.
I know. So exciting. My God. That is awesome. So I think this is an incredible choice. The next one we have, we can go take a look at, is, did you have another one you wanted to share, Jay, before we jump into?
Well, we can keep rolling and as things evolve.
Yeah. So the next one is actually Lady Slither's Lair, and so this was featured on the back of Fangor's card art. I mean, how freaking rad is that? With look at this giant snake head and the fangs sticking out. It is so cool. This could be a really, really cool playset, maybe with some swamp, pieces that come connected to it. And as a matter of fact, there was also another concept for this done for the classics line. And Michael, I don't know if you know more about this one right here, but I'll let you go ahead and explain it if you want to take the floor on that.
Yeah, it's really akin to what we just saw with the Horde playset. There are several Masters of the Universe Classics concepts that were floating around. They never made it to fruition. And this is also, Lady Slither also never made it into Classics as well. And the first time that we're going to get her is this coming month in September 12th, Lady Slither and Motu Origins. And this one is spectacular because I would say it's maybe right in the middle between Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain, just in size. But you have, Jay, you have the Super 7 Snake Mountain, right?
Yes.
The one that's engulfing half of his room over there.
Right. So we know how big these things can be. And this one it looks amazing. And I remember just seeing this concept and also just seeing the tease. And I was like, we need this playset. If 2023 is supposed to be the year of the Snake Men, we need this playset. We need more Snake Men. We're getting Fangor and Lady Slither, who have never been produced in Origins or in the Vintage line. So I'm excited about this one, the possibilities.
Yeah, this would be really cool. Jay, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, actually, could you share my screen really quick? I'll just
absolutely go for it.
I want to give another huge shout out to Stuart Cameron, who basically many of these concepts come from him. It's actually as you guys know, I had a interview with him along with Mikkel from Candel Studios. Bringing those two worlds together, because Stuart was just absolutely blown away the fact that his concept was actually made into reality. So it's I wanted to give you another huge shout out to him for that. If you just want to give, it's the exact same thing. That was it. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. So basically, this actual version that was created by Stuart really does bring together a whole different type of idea for the what are they calling it again? Yeah, the House of Slither, right? So we can actually see inspiration from Castle Grayskull along with Eternia on this angle here, right?
Yeah.
This is actually, when you look closely on this is actually the Snake Man logo.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
It's actually got the
That's awesome.
the snake head along with the two vipers on the corners, and it's really interesting to think that with this concept, right, along with the homage that where is it again? It's actually when you really start breaking it down, they really have actually brought this full circle in this concept here. We can see all the inspirations. You can even see the handle at the top here. That was originally part of the concept that Stewart had put together. Even the placement of the jaw bridge and the face of the Snake Clan. I mean, it's all there, right? And really super excited that even if it's just in small part, Stuart Cameron's overall designs are really coming full circle all these years later. It's absolutely inspiring.
That's awesome. Yeah, and Michael, I know we also had featured a custom version that was done on our site as well. And I don't know if you want to run through this one. I can't. Let me get my screen back up. And we'll
it was funny. Yeah, so I was doing my usual scrolling of Instagram, the endless scroll, and this playset comes up, and this is done by M.T. Dio Art, if I recall. And this is amazing because so we've been tracking the progress on his Lady Slither's Lair build, and he's using foam material, wood, and MDF to create this amazing concept and actually bringing it to life. And you can see in the photos there, he's using Masters of the Universe Classics figures, and so this thing is pretty massive all around.
Yeah, this is huge, and
obviously a work in progress because he has not painted it yet. But he did have one of the updates that we saw is we saw the dungeon interior, which was absolutely stunning. So
and I'll flip to that right now. I actually didn't open up
oh my gosh. So like check this out. It's like it's a plain grate, but he used again foam. He painted it. He's having a skeleton with his arm coming out, LEDs to light up the floor. Oh my gosh, it is insane. It's like it's an ooze like acid pit that people are getting thrown into.
and he looks like he's like in pain too. Like
I almost made it. Nope.
But nope, not yet. And here you can see how he was putting that together.
It's insane what he's doing with this.
100%. And through his Instagram account, we can see that he's made Castle Grayskull, he's made Snake Mountain, and the scale which he works at is absolutely bonkers. The Castle Grayskull he made is just beastly. It is huge. But these are just incredible examples of what he's been able to, like a wonderful artisan. All the way through. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at these snakes running through the door, the dungeon door, the door.
There is no detail left unturned here. Yeah, it's like incredible. He could have put more etching in the wood there, but those snakes are really awesome. Like just the detail and thought that's poured into this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, this is awesome. And then here is working on that snake head, and of course it's still being painted. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So if you want to see more about those, be sure to head over to our website on toyhabits.com, and you can check out all those photos for yourself. But this is an incredible custom that he's working on. So.
It's absolutely amazing. And speaking of heading over to Toy Habits, let's refresh this poll that y'all. Okay, so we still have Eternos Palace in first place. We threw in the vintage Fright Zone just because we wanted to pay an homage to something that has not been created, and that's like actually the second front runner. And Lady Slither and that massive Fright Zone that Jay showed are almost tied.
Wow. That's awesome.
This chart could go on forever, though. I mean, like quite literally, we have options upon options.
Yeah.
Our options have options in them. It's crazy.
I know.
It's ridiculous. But I love the artistry being presented here. Dio art is incredible. Obviously, he's from I believe he's from Germany, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And you know the kind of imagination. You can actually see his Castle Grayskull in behind there, and think about how big. Think about how big Classic's spout is. He's one of the bigger ones in the line, and he's dwarfed by that castle. So think about how high that is. You can actually see Real Blast and Clamp Chomp on one of the side walls in freaking insane. This castle is beastly. Huge.
It is huge.
But it's dwarfed. But even that's dwarfed by his Snake Mountain. His Snake Mountain is just gigantic.
One of the like minor details that you might miss is check out the door for the bridge. It is forked like a snake tongue, and so it's that detail that makes these things spectacular. And the way that he's sculpted and placed the foam just looks absolutely stunning. It looks like it is made of rock, just like Castle Grey.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. This is just great artistry, and the fact that he's taking the time to build this thing himself, and all of the details, imagination that's going into that dungeon grate and everything. Great job. This is incredible.
And I was looking too, just at the Castle Grayskull behind it. The paint application and that technique really makes all of that, foam stone work show through. And I honestly can't wait until he applies that paint app to this Lady Slither's lair.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's going to look really, really great. Now, the next thing we want to share, we're going to change gears, and we are going to be focusing on something that was featured predominantly on Mossman's card back, which was which was the powers of Grayskull. And if you recall, one thing that screamed out to all of us on Mossman's card art was the dinos. So he had a couple dinos on his package art. We had Gigantosaurus, of course, and we also had Turbodactyl, which was awesome, flying by Skytree over here. And then not only did we get dinos teased on Mossman's package, if we rewind our brains back a few months before that, when CamoCon came out, his card art was like screaming powers of Grayskull on both sides of it, because he had, the T-Rex here, he had Bionatops on it, he had Turbodactyl on there, he had the giants on here. I mean, we had Eldor, we had Hero, we had all sorts of snake men, but this thing, Chiarella was on there too. This card art had all sorts of things from Eternia, from the powers of Grayskull on it as well, on both sides of the card art. The dinos were a big part of this. And so we're thinking that could be another crowdsourced project that would be incredible. So let's talk about Gigantosaur.
Yeah, I think like Gigantosaur was I think a lot of people were floating that around as possibly something that would be on display at SDCC 2023, but it wasn't. And I think this is definitely a contender for crowdfund, because that thing is, I mean, it's in the name, right? It's gigantic. If you look at Titus and Megator, they're supposed to be 12-inch figures, or maybe not. I think they may be 9 or 10. But when you stand this thing up like in the picture and have a Masters of the Universe vintage figure coming out of the gut, this thing is massive.
Yeah, I mean, this is He-Man sitting down, 5.5-inch figure coming out of the belly, and he looks really tiny compared to this huge dinosaur. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, no, this is this okay. So here's something that a lot of people do ask me often. Believe it or not, they actually do ask me some really strange questions. But one of the things a lot of people are like, when are we going to get Dino Riders? When are we going to get Dino Riders? And I keep telling everybody, I'm like, Dino Riders are never going to come back, at least through Mattel. And the reason that's not going to happen is because if they release Dino Riders, either A, they will be completely overshadowed by their Jurassic Park line, because again, Jurassic Park is just hot for Mattel, or the Dino Riders will take over a piece of the Jurassic Park segment. It's just a whole losing situation. However, and this is a really key point, if it's released for Master Universe, that's a completely different sector. We as Master Universe fans would be chomping at the bit to get something like this. Like, it's an absolute must-have. Dream project for anybody who knows what these are. I believe John of Geek Dad Life, and by the way, huge shout out to John, and I hope he's doing okay. If you guys were watching the stream last weekend when I was on, guys, please keep your thoughts and prayers for John and his wife. They recently lost their dog, and they're devastated. So guys, please send them some warm wishes. John. Yeah, send them some warm wishes. It's really hard. If you've ever owned a pet, particularly a dog, it can be completely devastating.
I love furry little animals. Like, I cried when my hamster died. So I can only imagine. I'm like, and after that, I didn't want any more pets because that hurt so much that I'm like, I can't even imagine what it's like to lose a dog, because that's definitely like a member of the family. And John and Susan, I'm sending my heart out to you guys. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. And getting back to it though, John actually mentioned in a previous live stream that he actually, believe it or not, guys, and I couldn't believe what he was saying. He actually had the opportunity to purchase one of the concepts of the Gigantosaur. Can you believe that?
No way.
That's absolutely crazy.
Awesome.
This was back in the dark ages of eBay. Apparently, somebody had fuzzy pictures of the thing on eBay for sale. John asked for, and I'm paraphrasing here, so don't quote me exactly, but John asked for more pictures. He got sent the actual pictures, multiple angles. Wow. He was freaking out, but the price that he was asking, the seller, wasn't unreasonable. But according to John, he didn't have the cash at the time, so he had to try and figure it out. And by that time, the seller kind of just disappeared. So it was one of those things, it was missed opportunities. So
absolutely.
Sometimes when sellers have that stuff, I think they put it up just because they want to feel like what people are willing to pay for, or maybe get an idea of who wants this thing. And so maybe after his exchange with John, he was like, well, maybe I want to keep it.
Yeah, maybe it's actually worth more than I thought it was, right? Like that's what tends to happen, because obviously I think John was like, yeah, no, I got the cash. I'll meet you, in a week, and all of a sudden the guy literally just disappeared. It was just one of those like once in a lifetime moments. He had one opportunity to pull the trigger, and then he was gone. So yeah.
Wow. That's a bummer. And you could see something like because the other projects feel like they're so big, even though the dinosaur is, large scale and it's big. It's like one piece, and it wouldn't feel complete without maybe a group of dinos to go with them. So you could see something like Turbodactyl packed in with them, or maybe Bionatops as well. I don't think I opened the picture of Bionatops. I seem to have missed it because I have the T-Rex there. But we could maybe get a project that's like a couple dinos. Which would be really awesome. So you can have like a collection of them, and Turbodactyl would be really awesome. It's decent size, but it's not huge. And we'll go back to the Tyrannosaurus Rex in a second. But maybe packaging like a set of 3 or something like that with Bionatops as well. And they've got all of their gear on them, and you can sit the He-Man riding. I love this little sketch. How cute is that?
Cool. Unlock.
Look how happy. Look how happy he looks.
He looks so good.
Yeah.
He's
like, He-Man's gonna like blow somebody away on top of him.
Absolutely.
It's just so. These things can only exist in the Master Universe. Environment. They're so ridiculous, so over the top. It's just absolutely crazy. I mean, seriously, this is just out of the minds of maybe inebriated toy designers at the time. I don't know. I'm just like, sometimes you just wonder how the hell did they come up with these things. Like, this is crazy.
Melding technology and dinosaurs. Who would have thought?
Yeah, and I believe this does predate Dino Riders, doesn't it? Like, I believe it does to a certain degree.
If it was 87, if they came out after that, yes. But man, could you imagine also just the packaging too? Because a lot of the stuff was had a limited release because the line was canceled, and the packaging of this looks outstanding. And so, if you can imagine Gigantosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Bionatops, and Turbodactyl all getting their own individual packaging as well, that would be insane.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
Just
that
crazy.
would be so awesome. I still can't get over how cute that is. That is adorable. I love like the vintage Motu package art and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love the fact that they've continued to keep that wonderful spirit alive. I had an opportunity to speak to Eamon O'Donoghue at PowerCon, and he's just a wealth of information. And the fact that they still allow them to do more and more with the artwork, with Axel Jimenez and all those wonderful artists at Mattel. I just love that tradition. It's just so inspiring. So yeah, we can look forward to many more years of great Motu art. I'm certain of it.
Oh, totally.
Sorry, guys, I'm a little distracted. I just got the news. My house sale is official, and my purchase is official.
Woohoo! Congratulations!
Like, I just got the
Toys R Us has bought her own large format.
I know, huge format, life-size format.
So,
it's a
life-size format.
She just got a castle. She got her
new toy room to be continued will be coming officially soon in the next month or two.
Right, guys.
Yeah, just got the news, guys.
Everybody yell at Toys R Us through the screen. Write your comments. This is a time for celebration. Woohoo! We're getting a large format castle for the Toys R Us. Awesome.
Yes.
Like who needs Mattel?
I know, exactly. Toys R Us, can you throw up the screen? I just wanted to share this.
Oh yeah, of course.
If you would, because this is
go for it.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. So look at just take into an account about how big we're looking at here. You see Megator and you see Titus here, right? Look at the size of this beast. I mean, this Gigantosaur is absolutely massive. The tip of the tail is all the way back here. We have two, I'm guessing 5-year-olds here, maybe a little bit older.
7.
But yeah, I mean, this thing's gigantic.
That's
I mean,
if he stands up on his hind legs, it's probably just as tall as a kid's.
Well, yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, like he's scarfing down Tongue Lashor, right? And then if we actually zoom in on look at these crazy features. The mouth opens. The he can swallow figures. Legs pivot, right? Look at this crate. Like, this is nuts. As you said, if he stands on his hind legs, which he's actually designed to do, he probably is at least a bit, maybe a bit shorter than the kids. But wow. Just crazy. And then you got this just absolutely mad concept that he's got guns in the side of his stomach. Like, what? Right. What are you talking about? On the other side, we can open him up and you can see a cockpit and man. What are we talking? Complete lunacy. Like, absolutely mad.
I didn't pay attention to this in the beginning when I first saw this, but he can swallow an entire figure down his gullet. So like that's possibly the way that you get them out.
Yeah, no, 100%. Exactly the way they did. Exactly the way they did with the Tyrannosaurus Rex large format version. He can do the same thing. So that gives you an idea how big these guys actually are. Like this thing. I mean, that's. Could
you imagine if he had one figure that kind of went down, like maybe a little crooked or whatever, and then he got stuck inside his throat, and he would be like trying to get baby Jessica out of the well. You guys remember that back in the 80s?
Oh
like trying to dig him out if the figure didn't make it all the way down to the belly.
Yep. No, I totally get it. I totally get it. But you know the way kids are. You know how innovative they are. They just keep stuffing them. They just keep grabbing more figures and just ramming them down his throat. That's how that would happen. And then you know what? I found this little cool because this was never produced at all. But I found this little cool Etsy box design that somebody had did, and I think that's just plain cool. You know what I mean? Like, these are just so much fun, and these are actually based off of tiny little miniature collectibles. They're just cardboard cutout boxes, but they look so much fun. And if anybody's interested, you can look up Manzo Minis on Etsy. He's only selling them for $7.07 Canadian, so that's what, $5 US.
That's amazing.
So, Yeah, lots of fun here. And just to give you a scale sense, they're only about this big. So,
So you don't get disappointed when you open the box.
they're just so small, but it's just so much fun. You know what I mean? Again, the community has such a way of being so creative, and I love it. It's just absolutely so much fun. So
yeah, so much creativity out there.
Yep,
it's awesome.
You still closing that deal, Toy Sorceress?
Yeah, I just like the emails haven't come in yet, so I'm like, is it official? Is it official? And she's sending me screenshots.
She's wheeling and dealing. So not only do we write articles while we're on live stream, apparently we buy houses on live streams.
It's crazy.
Close real estate deals and write in up toy articles.
Frazzy has a wonderful comment here. You know, like we're looking for different play sets and ideas. That is a great Colossor. Colossor would be absolutely ridiculous. Colossor was in one episode of the Filmation cartoon. Let me see if I can bring him up.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because like they could totally do all this deep cut stuff. Like they can do anything they want.
Oh, 100%. Colossor was basically this giant stone statue, and he is just absolutely like massive. Okay, if you want to share the screen, let me see.
Let me. Oh, here it is. Okay, I think let's see. And let me. I'm getting it right now. But it's so tiny. Okay, here we go. There. Okay, but it's super tiny. Oops, I am maximizing the wrong screen. Here we go. This thing, right?
Wow.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, no, that's Colossor. Yes, that's Colossor. Yeah, as you can see, Skeletor and Beastman at the tiny corner down there. They had to feed him energy. Yeah, they had to feed him energy in order to awaken him. And he's this ancient enemy of the Eternian people. The sorceress of Grayskull had to
the toy sorceress.
Yeah, exactly. Your namesake. She had to actually leave the castle in order to try and defeat Colossor. It was a really great episode. And there's another clip. You can, if you want to share my screen, I'll just show you really quickly.
Oh yeah.
Actually, wait.
Yes. My screen. Bring it up. But actually, so yes, you can get Colossor, but like look at what they could add on here is his throne, right? Just like Super 7 did with their Silverhawks line. You know, they gave him a throne.
Absolutely. And you know what? That could serve dual purposes. I mean, Gigantor and Megator could sit in that too. I mean, you know, I don't think they're that far off in terms of size, right? I think they're about. So there's the sorceress.
Wow.
Yeah, and Colossor is just absolutely huge.
Oh my god! Look how tiny Zoar is.
Yeah,
it looks like a little moth or something. He's like gonna fly away. Shoot!
Oh, he tries to clap her out of existence. It's absolutely crazy. It was one episode where we're like, "What is going on?" And really did bring into the idea that giants inhabited Eternia at one point. It was so great. So yeah, that's a deep cut that we can definitely hope to see in the line. Colossor. That's beautiful.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's so many things like this in the Filmation cartoon that you either saw once and forgot about, and so it makes me want to go back and watch these over and over again now that they're like, oh, let's give a fan vote. And there's so many deep cuts and so many things that you can pull out of the Filmation cartoon and just build the world of Eternia in your own room. And apparently the toy sorceress is going to do that because she's going to have an amazing toy room now.
She's going to have her own Castle Grayskull 1-to-1 size. It's going to be awesome. And so we have seen thanks to toyhabits.com that many trademarks have actually been renewed for multiple characters. Including a deep cut character such as Granimir. I've seen a lot of people shouting out Granimir at everybody here. I think an Origins Granimir would be amazing, along with 2 familiars, maybe 2 small dragons as stretch goals. I think that would be absolutely crazy. I think that Granomir is a very big fan favorite, one of my absolute favorites, and I'm pretty sure that even if he came, who was his arch nemesis? I think it was. That's
a good question.
I can't remember his name. He was frozen in a crystal.
Yeah. If someone knows it out there, I'm sure there's one.
Pretty sure people are yelling it out already.
Help a brother and sister out.
Expert at filmation.
I'm trying to Google it right now.
No. It wasn't Skytree. Skytree. No. I'm talking about another dragon.
Morningstar?
Yeah.
Morningstar?
Thanks to Giraffe, Skytree will forever be named Fruity Tree Dude.
It looks like the fruity tree from the McDonald's Playland set.
It wasn't.
I know because I had one.
I don't think it was Morningstar. Morningstar was definitely I know. Okay, that's way later in the series. I'm talking about the very first nemesis who was actually frozen. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna figure it out, but it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll figure it out. But lots of dark smoke is actually the name of his. Dark smoke is the name of the place where they inhabit. Dark smoke is where they live. That's a good guess though. Is it dark smoke? No, it can't be dark smoke.
Is it dark smoke?
No, I thought dark smoke was. I thought that's where they lived. Is it? Yeah, dark smoke is a citadel. Yeah, dark smoke is their home.
No.
Yeah,
it's Han Solo. Totally kidding.
Dark smoke is their home, guys.
James, you're funny.
Yes, it was Earl Giraffe. Yes,
exactly. It was Earl. That was his name.
One more thing I wanted to talk about that could be a possibility. I mean, maybe as part of a Powers of Grayskull set would be perhaps, the Giants, which would be really, really cool with Titus and Megator. And maybe they could include this and, the Giants in a Dino package or something like that. But we could see these being part of, a special Powers of Grayskull, crowdsource project. So that would be really cool too. And I think the Giants, if I'm not mistaken, weren't the Giants more of a 16-inch scale? Like they were really big, these original vintage ones, right? I know that the classics ones were only 12-inch, so they're much smaller.
Yes. Oh, wait. So here, I'm looking at the Wiki Grayskull, and one of the lines in one of the episodes says Morningstar uses a magical ice crystal to put out Dragomir's flame. So was it Morningstar then?
No, Morningstar. That's a much later episode. I'm looking at it now. It's Shadowwing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. You're correct. That is one of the arch nemesis of the dragons. But Shadowwing is the very first main antagonist of. It's Shadowwing. Yeah, it's Shadowwing.
Okay.
Yeah, because he actually tried to destroy Darksmoke multiple times, and he was freed in the Return of Granomir episode, and he actually tried to ruin the wedding of Torn and his human companion. Again, I'm getting way too deep into this because again, this is of course it's Mega J Retro, but this is
that's what you do.
I love Motu. It's a symmetry. But yeah, it was for anybody who was wondering, it's Shadowwing. Shadowwing was the
thank you. Shadowwing was the one. Shadowwing. So Joshua
Roberts got it. Joshua.
Yep. Joshua Roberts got it. And Baroness, yes, these have to have rooted hair. I don't want plastic hair if they do make the Giants. Absolutely need that, and I mean these would be incredible if we got them.
Okay, so just on that, with the re-release of this She-Ra in this next wave, is anybody else sorry about that, guys? Is anybody else like me hoping that she's gonna have rooted hair? Because as much as I love the plastic hair of the straight up release,
do you really know?
No, not really, obviously, but I just want them to release the PowerCon, or was it PowerCon or SDCC? Anyway, whichever one it was, the convention exclusive that they released a number of years ago.
PowerCon.
It was PowerCon with the rooted hair, the replaceable backing card. Just please re-release that. Like honestly, like put on like new for 24 or something like that. That way you know it's different from the PowerCon version. Just give it to us.
Yes.
Just you have the tooling. You know how to do the hair. For crying out loud, Barbie made $1 billion. Let's just get it done. I mean, release her as a Barbie figure. Just do it. Like and then, of course, there's that Barbie She-Ra that they released along with Catra. Like, come on, there's so many things that we can do right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. All of the pop figures need rooted hair. Thank you.
Neil Hunter Hyde. You know it. You know it, Neil.
Yeah, he does.
And one with like her gold color accents instead of yellow.
Yeah.
Like she needs to have that look, right? And maybe some soft goods for like her skirt. And of course,
well, I mean, technically she does. Like, even this version technically has a soft good skirt. I mean, technically it's sheer, right? It's kind of, but it's not. It doesn't look that great.
It's not. It's still. I mean, the rest of her looks fairly like plasticky, right? So
yeah.
We definitely need to get.
It's interesting that you brought these figures up because, like, we're all thinking like large format project. We're all thinking play sets, but why couldn't they produce like a gaggle of figures as their project, right? So you have Megator, you have Titus, you have the OGTs in Sharella running from something on Megator's box, and so you can have all those things.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like a whole maybe with some cool backdrop behind it. And, you can have some dinos, you can have the giants, you can have a couple of the figures. That could be an incredible project as well. So it's like the whole world building of Powers of Grayskull with these, very rare figures that were produced in an extremely small amount that none of us can afford to have in our own lines. I know, I have the Motu Classics version, but he's 12-inch. He has plastic hair. It's cool, but it's not the same,
Right.
Like I would love a vintage style Titus, just like this.
Yeah, I was thinking too, like, couldn't we fund an entire Powers of Grayskull line through this? And it's like, if they think about it and just portion out all the stuff that they would have make interesting bundles of things, and then you could release it over the year. Like every couple months, you have a new crowdfund project building out the Powers of Grayskull line.
That would be awesome. And of course, we can't forget Laserlight, Skeletor, and Laser Power He-Man.
Oh yes,
I don't know if I have that backwards.
I'm very confident. I'm confident those are going to be released on the vintage line. I'm pretty sure that I think they've made a commitment to releasing all of the vintage characters and deep cuts on that. I think that people are just a little bit impatient now because they made the commitment, but again, with all these newer characters being created, I think it's just giving people a little bit antsy, and they'd like to see it sooner rather than later. I
was gonna throw out there, and I have to, a Hero and Eldor 2-pack with his back metal outfit and some incredible hardback art. That would be really cool too.
Yeah, that'll be so cool. I love the idea of the 2-pack, and I'm 100% with you, Michael. Definitely like an entire maybe like what's it called? Hasbro's doing this right now with like Star Wars releasing multi-packs, right? Like four sets, and now with the Snake Man 4-pack, we know that Mattel is opted to do that now too, right? So we could definitely have army builders and new releases for example, Powers of Grayskull. I think it wouldn't be too far-fetched for things along those lines. I think it'd be
not at all.
That would be really cool.
Masterversal Toy Hunter Eldor himself in the chat too. So we have to get a figure made of him.
You need a figure of yourself in the Origins line. And here's the other question, guys, which I posted at the top of our article. All these things that we're talking about, we were all assuming, mostly assuming that these were going to be in Origins scale or for the Origins figures. But what if they do something that's a huge scale project for the Masterverse line? And how incredible would that be too? I mean, I guess you could just upscale it, but that would be really, really neat. So I want to hear from the chat, and I want to hear from you guys. What do you think the options are going to be? Is it going to be all fully Origins, or are they going to mix it up and do maybe a couple Origins and a couple Masterverse options for the vote, or are they going to go all Masterverse? What do you guys think?
That's a good question. And actually, like, I have a candidate for the Masterverse line, and I think, Jay, that you already have this one queued up. But funny enough, should we just pop it on now that we're talking about it?
Go for it.
Sure, if you like. I mean, like everyone's hoping for the Crystal Castle.
Yeah. So this was my thought for the Masterverse line, because it sounds like they are taking their own sweet time in Origins making any other pop figures, but the Masterverse line is actually build out quite a few of them. So I would love to see them mix it up and do Origins and Masterverse, because we really haven't gotten a lot of Masterverse Mattel Creations projects at all. It's basically been 95% Origins, and that's 2% of Masterverse figures that they've that they produced. I love my math. 2% and 95%. I feel like Willy Wonka in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm doing Willy Wonka math right now, and it's late.
I love it. But you know what? I totally agree with you, Michael. And the thing is, it's dual purpose, right? At the end of the day, if you scale everything to Masterverse size, I mean, like here's a reality. This works better. This works better for Origins and vintage style figures. I mean, like, honestly, they actually look better on this mountain, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's just because of constraints, right? I mean, like, if they were to build a real size mountain in this scale for 6 inch, it'll be ridiculous. I mean, like, it's just ridiculous. But if you look down for I'm gonna have to tilt it a bit, but if you look down further, you can actually see Tila and the council, right? They actually look way better in that scale. You know what I mean? It's hilarious how that works. Even Skeletor, he's sitting on his bone throne there, but his head is actually hitting the top of his throne. Like, you can literally tell that they were created as a toyetic version, upscaled, or the original playset to this. But realistically, when you put Origins figures on here, it looks so much better. I'm not even joking. But with this, if they were to do a full a 7-inch scale, because that's around what they are now, 7.5-inch scale, whatever. If they were to do one with this, it would be wonderfully dual purpose. You could definitely get Origins figures on here, and it would look just so great.
Yeah, I mean, and also look at like
Brian 460 makes that point. Absolutely works for classic.
Swiftwind is not a small beast, right? And so you can see, like, just this castle dwarfs Swiftwind. It also dwarfs the other classics figures on there. It's crazy.
I know. I would love one of these. This would be
and there's
incredible.
Licky.
Oh my god!
Look is
Cowl's up on top. How cute! And there's Licky.
Yes, and Silver K, co-host of Geek the F Out, reminds us that 7 inches is perfect. We're talking about action figures, y'all. Talking about action figures.
That's right. That's right. I love the Filmation inspiration along with the original toy inspiration. I mean, this is
I love that
right here. Yeah. And once again, huge shout out to Stuart Cameron again for providing these wonderful concepts for us. The man was killing it when he was working for Mattel. I mean, he was just pumping out concepts all day long. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
Here's one other concept which just because we're on the same POP type of idea. Here's one which Stuart gave me, which kind of blew my mind when I first saw it. And here's the thing, and you know what, Michael, you hit the nail on the head. I think they really would be better off getting this for Masterverse, because again, they're just a little bit deeper into the Masterverse for pop characters. Because right now there's very little representation other than She-Ra in Origins. But I think that we would all lose our minds if we actually ended up seeing something like oops, that's not it. That's for later.
Cosmic Key. Oh my god.
Where'd it go? I've lost all my spots. Hold on, where'd it go?
Here, we'll do this until you find it. So
no, I found it.
Okay. There we go. Oh wow.
The Whispering Woods.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, this was Stuart gave this to me. And I think he gave it to me by mistake. Wink. But yeah, this shocked me when I was like, what the heck is that? Right? This is literally the Whispering Woods. And I think some people in the chat have already figured it out. there's a lot of inspiration taken from the Ewok village on that. I think we can easily see that.
You think they reuse those trees and I mean,
Motu's
it's
Ewok
awesome.
village.
It is an Ewok village expanded.
I always
3
thought to
times
myself,
over.
when I was little, I always thought to myself, is that cotton candy? Because it really does look like cotton candy.
It
I
does.
mean, like but it's absolutely gorgeous.
Totally. That's awesome.
But yeah, I love this concept, and this is one of those literal dream projects. This is just absolutely crazy. And as you said, Michael, look at the size of Spirit here. He's just dwarfed by this whole playset. I mean, this playset is just massive. And we can see Madame Raz and Glimmer, Frosta, and all these wonderful little details here. Because if we take a look here, Madame Raz is making a potion out of questionable materials. You know what I mean? Like things are happening in this village, in this Great Rebellion. Mermista is stranded. You know what I mean? She's not going.
She's
anywhere.
like a fish out of water right there.
She literally is a fish out of water.
Like she looks so dry.
Flutterina is, I don't know what she's just like, I'm ready to fight anybody. I don't know. Like everybody else is all chill, and Flutterina's like, no, I'm ready. I'm ready, bitches. Like,
she's like ready for battle, and everyone else is like partying it out.
Let's go. And we see Lucky here. He's just like hiding out there. I found him. What the heck? Seriously, what is Seahawk doing there?
Yeah,
he's surrounded,
rubbing elbows with the ladies.
Oh, he's surrounded. He's literally like, I'm in my element right now. Like he's just going crazy.
I love the little like innuendo that they have going on in the Princess of Power Filmation cartoon. Like I think I've said this many times before, but I actually enjoy the Princess of Power Filmation cartoon a lot more than the Masters of the Universe cartoon.
There was a lot more adult theming going on with Princess of Power, I think. A lot of matchmaking too. I think there was a lot of great nods to because when you think about it, a lot of us had already grown up a little bit by that time, right? Like the audience had actually aged up about 2 or 3 years. So I mean, like why not give more mature storylines around that time anyway, right? So yeah, it was a wonderful cartoon at the end. Both of them were. They really were great stories in the end. But yeah, this literally like blindsided me when I first saw it. I was like, holy crap. Like that is something I don't think any of us expected. Like it was just absolutely crazy.
I love the little defense right there with the catapult. I think that's pretty much it.
Silver K's comment is always killing me. What innuendo? What are you talking about? I need to know.
There was like subtle hints of some of the Princess of Power members wanting to get a little close to He-Man or Princess.
Yeah. No, but even as you said, even Seahawk and Bo, they weren't shy about trying to get together with Adora or with She-Ra.
They're outnumbered.
Yeah, it was funny. I really find it interesting, since you mentioned the catapult, that this thing is not going to defend against anybody. What is this thing? I mean, it's
right. I love it.
The Great
Rebellion. We got Cowl manning
because it's made for Ewoks. Right. That is their catapult.
That totally is.
Colored in teal.
No, what exactly? I'm pretty sure Stuart borrowed quite a bit from different sources to get this.
That's the bent ladders there from the Castle Grayskull.
Oh yeah, these are definitely lifted from the Castle Grayskull 100%. They're just
vintage
bent a little
ones,
bit. Just beautiful stuff. I mean, I love it.
No, this is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah,
I love the little tents in the back too.
Yeah, those are sleeping quarters. They got their little sleeping quarters. There's no luxury in the woods. I mean, this is
they're not sleeping in the cotton candy. Come on.
I know, right? Like seriously, they got cotton candy up here. They've got what are these called again? Cake lollipops. You know what I mean? Like that's what they are.
I think Silver K hit this one on the head. This thing is a fever dream. I don't know. Somebody was hallucinating or something, or just like had 100, maybe had 107 fever.
You're describing everything in the 80s, man. Everybody was high on something, man. Just they were high on life. They were high on life, Silver K. That's how this works. And seriously,
Crystal blue persuasion.
who doesn't want to live? Who doesn't want to live in a candy floss world? I mean, seriously, it's just a.
I mean,
It's a
I live
beautiful.
in it now, so I'm living the dream.
Oh my gosh!
This is awesome. But you guys, I mean, just looking at all of these things we just spent the last like hour and 15 minutes going over, does it not make you so pumped for Tuesday morning to see like what Mattel is going to offer up in terms of possibilities? Like, what are we going to get to vote on? And then what could be the thing that like turns into this crowdsource project? How long is Mattel going to give us to vote? Are we going to have time to maybe rally people around one, or campaign, or what's the word for it that the you do like in Washington? But push one project over the other if people get like behind something and they try and what's the word for it? Why can't I think of it?
I don't know.
Not
I'm
campaign,
totally. You're blowing one. I'm Canadian, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
And I don't follow politics, so I'm a lost.
No, it's when you're trying to like push an idea and to get voted on.
Come on, chat.
Are you talking about lobbying?
Yes,
lobbying.
Like,
you're
lobby towards like an idea and be like,
Canadian
I want this one to win. Thank you, Michael. Jay, I just lost that word for it for a second. So are people going to be lobbying towards a certain idea to like get that one to get the most votes? How long is Mattel going to give us? I mean, there's all these questions. Thank you, Silver K. I couldn't think of brain freeze for a minute.
Well, I mean,
all of these things are going to be exciting to find out.
100%. But on that note, though, I'm just going to circle back a little bit because I think that as we've mentioned multiple times in the stream, it doesn't just have to be. It doesn't have to be just what's it called? It doesn't have to be just play sets, right? I'm in the wrong screen. Give me 1 second. It doesn't have to be play sets alone. Pardon me, guys.
Let's see.
It can be. I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. We can talk about like actual. If you want to share the screen one more time, guys.
Go for it.
It can be, as we said, not these guys. It can be something like motorized vehicles too. I mean, like Spydor.
Oh, right.
I love Spydor as a kid.
It
drove now here's a fun story. This thing drove my parents crazy because it's not creepy like it should be, but it's loud. This thing, when this thing, it takes 2 D-cell batteries, and when it starts walking around, here's clunk, 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 clunk. It was just a really loud vehicle. I would be playing with this thing early in the morning. My mom would lose it because it literally is just this grinding noise going everywhere. It was just absolutely horrid. So I can
especially if you use it on a hard surface floor and you got like the 6 legs, like clickety clackety.
Tap.
Yep.
And since we're on the topic of motorized vehicles, wouldn't a Filmation attack track that is that boxy like mystery machine looking vehicle that is just gonna clunk around? And I think James Zimmerman hit it on the head. It's like it sounds right. We need all of the sounds and we need stuff back. Oh yeah, that attack track would be amazing.
Yeah, this is definitely another incredible dream project. I mean, look at this thing. I don't know who the artist is, but actually, this is a 3D rendering of a real. You can 3D print these. Actually, you can buy the files on. I'm not sure if it's Thingiverse or something like that, but basically, you can search these. I believe Radical Toys. They did a whole video on this, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, you can definitely check them out. The video on this particular attack track, as well as the collector. A wonderful 3D artist actually made these, and you can actually print them out right now. But yeah, imagine you put a motor in this thing, and the kind of noise it would make, it would be like. I mean, even the original attack track made so much freaking noise.
And like the Dragon Walker, but like this vehicle would be akin to the HasLab Hiss Tank, right? It's probably about the same size,
right?
And if they're building out the whole Filmation cartoon line, then you could totally bring in, either deep cut characters or characters that will ride in this thing. So I would love this.
Oh yeah,
it's the Eternia minivan. You got to get one of these.
The Eternia mystery machine.
The Eternia mystery machine.
Right. I mean, Yeah, they could do all these vehicles. They could do I think that's a great point.
Look, Veronus says this thing should talk like the one did on the cartoon. That would be really cool.
That would be
They
so
added
cool.
electronics and the actual because our cartoon attack track would talk to you. Veronus is actually right. That would be
so
an
cool.
awesome feature.
Oh my god, that would be just ridiculous. Yeah, that would be awesome. And it would have the snark that he had too, right?
Yep.
The snarky little snarky remark.
Voice.
That would be so great. That would be so much fun.
But I'm glad you brought this up because like we're a little short on vehicles in the Origins line. Like, and they've never made anything for Masterverse, but they really need to build out the vehicles in this line. Like we have the Land Shark and the Wind Raider, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many other vehicles which could definitely be made. But again, it's one of these things where the I guess the retail section just poor distribution all around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, forgive me for saying this, but Walmart really effed this up. Like they had the license for a whole freaking year and talk about just terrible distribution.
Impossible to find it. Thanks to Rob, I still haven't found seen a Mossman in the wild. So Rob, again, thank you for him. But it's just their distribution is horrendous.
Are you still missing a Mossman?
No, I have him. What I'm saying is Rob 2023 got him for me. I have not seen him in Southern California in the wild.
Okay.
In a single Walmart store.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either, and I had to go up to Reno, Nevada, into one of their Walmarts when I was moving our son up to college. Like they had some there, and I was like,
wow.
You're right. The distribution is all over the map because there's some people are sending pictures where they got like 10 of them sitting on a shelf, and then other stores haven't seen the light of day, haven't got any in stock at all. And there's certain parts of the country that it's like dry, and then other ones, get a whole bunch of stock on stuff.
Yeah.
So
I have to give a huge shout out to Danny Lay for picking this one up for me. Like the friend of the channel, Danny Lay. While I was at PowerCon, he gifted me this, and funnily enough, another friend of the channel, Terrence St. John, he was able to find another one for me. So now my brother has one. So
awesome.
So huge thanks to everybody who I met at PowerCon and just started giving me things. I'm like, guys, stop! Don't give me anything. And you know what? They just wouldn't stop.
Awesome.
Andrew Davis, everybody who I met there. The community is so great.
They're so
Jay, on that note, I have a funny story because I tried to send Jay Duplico a month and a half ago.
Oh God, no!
And I shipped it off to Canada, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I said, Jay, did Duplico make it to your house? And he's like, no, I haven't seen him yet. And that very same afternoon, I get a box on my doorstep with a bunch of labels on it, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And it got sent back to me from the post office, and I was like,
God.
Oh, how annoying. It said it didn't have enough description on the customs form. So I went back to the post office with the box, and I'm like, the shipping's not cheap to Canada, so I'm like, I don't want to buy another label. Let me see if I can just get this, we'll fill it out a little better and send it back. Talk to the manager at the post office. He filled it out. He put action figure Motu on there.
Nope.
I gave it back to him 2 weeks ago, and I said, okay, hopefully this thing makes it back to Jay. Cross my fingers. It should be on its way to Canada. Did I not ask you about it again this morning? And what shows up on my doorstep this afternoon? But Duplico, now more crushed because his box every time he shows up is like getting more beat up back at my doorstep. And I said, he's like a damn boomerang. I can't get it.
Just crazy. But you know what, Toys R Us, thank you so much for that. We're gonna get that up here. Don't worry. And you and I are gonna talk. You and I are gonna talk. But the post office, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, you have to be very specific on those custom forms. You actually have to put the name of the action figure.
I know. I apologize. My camera went out of focus when I waved the box around, so I'm trying to get it to come back in.
While Toys R Us is doing that, I have one more item to show because I think someone mentioned this in the chat earlier.
Right. Let me.
We sort of had a flash of brilliance, but Roleplay items. I mean,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
this is something which I think a lot of people have been dreaming for. The Cosmic Key, everybody. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
this is an absolute dream project. Full size Cosmic Key.
Ooh.
Um,
Wow.
How
we need this.
how
We
big in
seriously need
scale
this.
would you think this would be?
Well, okay, so we saw Frank Langella holding on to it. We saw
Like
multiple characters
a
holding
couple
on to
feet?
it. It would be about. I can't even. I have to get out of the shot. It would be a decent size. I mean, like
Yeah.
they're literally holding it. Like I think it would probably be about the length from like at least from here to
Your
your
whole arm.
shoulder, right? Maybe even
Yeah.
bigger. It's a huge replica. It really would be. Yeah.
Yes, we're talking role
Yes,
play
we're talking
and we're
role
talking size, and I'm
We're-
sure
we're-
Silver K
We're
will
talking
tell you
role
the size matter.
Yeah. And
Still can't see the
the
camera.
so and the thing is, the community once again being so creative as they are, multiple attempts. So this is the actual screen used the version here. You can see how beat up it is after, because again, these things were never meant for longevity. They're kind of just
Mhm.
like throw them around, get them in
Yeah.
the shot, and away you go. I think this one was actually a hero. This was not the hero model. This was one of the ones they just threw on their backs. That's why all the keys are in different places. I believe this is a replica. Somebody actually created this one,
We
right?
like them big.
Which is just crazy. And somebody actually 3D printed this version on Etsy. I'm trying to find the listing, but I can't
Wow.
find
Oh,
it
here.
anymore.
While you're doing that, let me
That's really
flash
cool.
this on the screen just because.
Are you gonna
So
flash? You
this
said,
is
Michael? I'm
basically
totally
yeah.
kidding.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, look
Yeah.
at the
So
size of that thing.
isn't that beautiful? Like this is
This is
like
Wow.
an actual scale thing to a real person, and so that looks like it's a couple feet long.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. At least two and a half.
Silver Key is getting way too excited.
We like them big.
Yep.
We like them big.
Anyway,
It's got an expand function. Yes, it does. It goes in girth and length. It's an amazing it's an amazing device. It really is kind of miraculous. And
Absolutely.
for you fetish people, it's got spikes too. It even rotates and
this late is actually Toy Habits After Dark now. So
This
we're all
whole thing
good.
should be called the innuendo key or something
Right.
like that, because it's just full of innuendo.
But that looks gorgeous.
yeah,
Is
it
this,
does.
is this fan made?
Yeah, this is. You can tell it's 3D. If you look closely, you can see the resolution lines. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's 3D printed. So
Mhm.
yeah, somebody
That's
out there
really
has the files. We shall find him. And yeah, I mean this thing's just absolutely gorgeous. But I don't think that I don't. Well, it does expand and everything like that. But we need if we're gonna go for broke. I mean, this is one of those dream projects where it has to rotate. It's got to make sound. It's gotta sing, man. This thing's gotta have the synthesized sound. It's gotta have everything that we want in a Cosmic
Yeah.
Key. So it's got to do the
Yeah.
twirlies. You know what I mean? It's got to do
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah,
All
and Hasbro actually has made some really nice props in their HasLab. Just looking at their Ghostbusters HasLab that they
the
put out,
proton
and
pack.
it's like they could totally do this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one
Yeah,
back.
absolutely.
I've actually got one back there. There it is.
Oh, do you?
Right? Yeah,
Look at that.
Wow.
it's right there in the back. You can see it's kind of where are you? There you are. Sorry.
there
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
awesome.
Excuse the mountain of toys. I'm sorry.
The backlog, right?
Absolutely.
Well, there's a lot to open. Let's just say that. Oh
awesome.
my goodness, this has been an amazing look, and guys, thank you so much for all the wonderful speculations on this. I mean, it's endless.
Yeah.
It's endless. We could definitely keep guessing for days. I mean, like honestly, there's just so much in the rich history of Master Universe.
What I would love Mattel to do, and they're probably not going to do this, is they come out, they have wave one of here is all the things that people would want, and people vote on that, and then they get, they are like, okay, well, maybe we'll pick the top 5 out of these, and then we get our top 5. I think that would be a great way to do this.
Yeah, totally. So that maybe you can go, you have secondary choices. So it's not like, picking your firstborn or whatever. Like which one do I pick? Like, I can only pick one.
know,
That
right?
would really suck. So that's actually a great idea, Michael. If you can do a top 5 and then they can rank them, and then whatever comes up on top, I guess wins.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So yeah, really interested to see what this list is, and maybe they'll handle it the same as they did with the Origins figures that they did, because I thought that wasn't it like process of elimination getting down to Triclops when they did it. It's like, here's 4, but then like here's the top 3, and then the top 2, and then the first one. I don't remember, but maybe I'm remembering.
No, I think it was something along those lines. So yeah, I think it would be too hard for them to, like, with all the fans that are out there trying to throw in their favorites, and then like, how do we get one vote? Like, how does it work? Do you have to sign up for an account? I'm not really sure how they would handle this kind of idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they're going to be cheaters. I'm gonna, of course, I'm gonna have 5, all 5 of my emails. I'm
right. Yeah. If they're doing their homework and they're doing their research right, they should have 1 vote per person. But we'll see, because then you can't have somebody just going like vote.
I know. So the Baroness puts this right. It's like, how do you choose? It's like if your house was on fire and you had to pick one collectible, which one would you rescue?
Oh, geez.
Oh my God, that's a really good question.
That is the nightmare scenario I never want to have. I never want to think about that. Oh my
God.
I actually did have to do that a couple years ago when we had those wildfires running through our area.
Oh, right.
Like, my collection was nowhere near as big, so I kind of, and I had a little bit more time. I had a few totes, and I grabbed them and I put them in the car, and but nothing happened, thank God. But it's not a fun to have to choose. But it's like the same thing, like the scenario. Like, what if they have 5 incredible projects and you can't make up your mind? Like, what do you do? I mean, I guess they'll all be great then. Whatever wins.
Well, yeah, or it's a list for them, right? They come out with their first one, and they just keep knocking them down the list and be like, okay, there's the top 5 that people want. Here's our roadmap for the next couple years.
Yeah,
and that's another brilliant idea of them doing this as a fan vote, because then they'll have a roadmap of what people actually want.
The funny thing about a lot of and there are comments, and common sense would say you only do 1 a year, but then you look at Hasbro. They have like multiple HasLabs every year, and you know what? Save us. Please save us. Like, seriously, like how many? Look, we got the Ghost, right? And then in another 3 months or so, we're gonna have in another month or so, because here comes BulzCon, we're gonna have a Marvel Legends, right? The Transformers one is gonna come up soon. It's like, come on, please give us a break. Like, it's absolutely crazy. And the reality is that if these crowdsourced projects are, priced out just right, and I mean just right, like, come on, Mattel, give us a break.
Yeah.
$600 is not the normal thing to do, okay? We cannot all afford a $600 playset, okay? No. So give us a break.
Especially now. Make that up to my eyeballs.
Make some of these playsets $250, maybe $200. Right? Give us some leeway here, so we can order, what we want, right? And make it so that you can do, maybe two projects a year. Because if you keep it down to $250 max per one of these projects, I think there's enough room there for us to have, one House of Slither, and then 6 months later, maybe then there's another Spy Door. Or and then save a really big project like the Cosmic Key for, like, an anniversary or something like that, because that would be huge. Yeah, I think people will go they will lose their minds for the Cosmic Key. I think.
Oh, totally.
Nuts. Give us a break. Give us a break. Just
I know.
Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
She's like, what is going on?
No, she's lost it. She's lost the mic. The mic is gone. We're playing charades. Michael, what is she saying? What is she saying? 2 words.
She'll be back in 2 minutes.
She'll be back. Oh, you got that one. I was about to say that. She'll be back in 5 minutes. She'll be
So this is the
she's
thing.
Going down.
Don't buy a PC, buy a Mac.
Skinny Marinky Dinky Dink. 1 minute. There we go.
But yeah, no, I hear you, Jay. It's like we cannot get hit with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of these crowdfunding projects. And like, who says a crowdfunding project has to be so expensive, right? It's like, yeah, do a $50 one, do something at 150, maybe save your San Diego Comic-Con one for the big Mama Jamma $500 or sub release, right?
Yeah. Come out with projects which are which, you know what, because this is, and here's the thing about these, because it's a fan vote, we know fans are chomping at the bit for these, right? So give the ones that hit the highest tier, try to come up with an idea. It's like, okay, we know that 7,000 people voted for this, right? Those are more or less guaranteed numbers. I mean, you're talking about a community which is pretty much dedicated to this line. So at that point, you're like, all right, if we get 7,000 of these, as a median, can we do it at a $200 price point? And you know what? Give us a break. Like, let it happen. Because you know what? You allow for something like this to happen on a platform which you control. And you know what? Give us the option. Give us give us those and for the love of Pete, put the payment plans in the front. Don't wait until the third week. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go for a big price tag, give us the payment plans, right up front. But if you leave it to 150, 200, 250, I think people will just do that in one shot. They're not going to bother with a payment plan at that point. But you know what? For the 400, the 300, the 400, the $500 projects, give us a break. Like this is just crazy. We can't. Yeah. Not all of us are made of money, Mattel. No. Not all of us are made of money. Like, come on.
Well, there was something that we did not touch upon that we touched upon backstage, and you were looking at the wording of what they were. Oh, you're back! Yay!
I'm back.
I'm doing the hand signals.
I know, right?
My laptop. How does you can hear me for now?
2 words.
Can you hear me? 2 words.
Yeah, two words. Right,
yeah.
First
Crappy
word.
man, crappy PC.
Yep. You're all good. Crappy PC.
Sounds like.
Got it.
Right.
Sounds
2
like
words. First word.
crappy.
Sounds like.
That's awesome. No, something
I
that
switch my camera out too, so it's okay.
I love Joshua Robbins. I think the Toy Sorcerer's turned into Zoar.
That's my only impersonation you're gonna get.
It was the wording, Jay, of this crowdfund project made to order, right?
Yeah,
we were talking backstage. Like,
screws me up completely.
No, it's like, aren't all crowdfunds made to order? Come on.
No. Stop confusing me, Mattel.
Right. Oh, I mean,
plainly.
So since we're moving all of the air quote vintage Motu Origins line over to Mattel Creations, like, do you think they were testing out the made to order versions with Grizzlor and Wondar and just testing the waters to see how that did? Because we haven't gotten any made to order things after that. Or were they just a mea culpa?
You know what? I tend to think that Mattel does what Mattel does, but
it's a honey badger.
I mean,
honey badgers don't care.
Yeah, they don't really give. Basically, the outcry for Wondar, I think, is one of those things that were like, what the hell just happened? Like they just didn't expect that kind of thing. So it sold out in 2 seconds, and all of a sudden, what the? People were just losing their minds, right? So they're like, okay, whoa, easy, calm down, right? And then, but when you think about the same thing happened with Grizzlor, just before Grizzlor got released, they were like, you better not put him behind a paywall, you sons of, like they were like, people were just. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. I think that the more you scream about a product that you absolutely, I'm pretty sure Real Blast, people are going to lose their minds, right? They're going to be like, you better not, you better have enough for us, right? People are just going to go crazy. Yeah. I don't think Camo Khan had that kind of reaction because again, he's a deep cut character, right?
Yeah. People are like, WTF is Camo Khan? Like who the F is Camo Khan?
Who's Argentinian though? I love that.
And people are having such a hard time. Finding Cobra Khan, right? Yeah. Cobra Khan is one of the hardest to find figures right now. Same thing with Ratlore, which is killing me, but I got my own Ratlord. I found him. But not that this is not Masterverse Ratlord. This is the real Ratlord, and I was so happy to find him. So, but yeah, it's hilarious and just ridiculous how things happen. And what happened to Triclops? Forget about comic Triclops, regular Triclops. Where the hell? Like seriously, everyone is so upset about Triclops. Like
he's coming back though.
Yes,
he's coming back.
Really?
Yes,
it's one of the fan favorites, right?
Yep.
Fan favorite releases.
So in the SDCC 2023 booth, they had a merman and they had a fan favorite call out in the corner. And so if you look at the whole shebang website, they have merman, Zodak, Triclops, and I forget the other one that came in that wave. And so those are all coming back.
So wave two will actually be released. Excellent. Because people were just people are still losing their minds, for a and of course that the new for 2020 edition of Triclops is just going to still skyrocket like crazy right now. It's just absolutely crazy. But I'm so glad that they're going to re-release him for a what are they calling it? Like most wanted or fan choice?
It's just it's a fan favorite. So so the whole shebang let the cat out of the bag by posting all of these. And actually one of our crew members sent us a new sticker from Walmart that had, it was 2023 Triclops. And when you scanned it, it came up with the Triclops figure. Nice. And so I think these are coming back, which is great.
That's excellent. Thank God. Yeah. Because again, people were just losing their minds with these things. It was just ridiculous. But yeah, I'm super excited.
You can check that out. Actually, we do have that article on our website.
Yes,
and if there's anything specific that you're searching for on our website that maybe isn't on the front page and you don't want to search through all the pages, there's a little magnifying glass at the top of our page, right by the logo. And if you click on that, you can type in a search queue, and it'll bring up all our articles that come up under that. So I know we have a great backlog of reference material and things that we've covered, and I always use that little magnifying glass to search for stuff in case I want to go back and look at something. So in case you want to use that, it's super, super useful. But we do have that article that does have that sticker at Walmart for Triclops.
Yes.
And it does have 2023.
And I saw that article where you guys posted that Best Buy Canada might have some stuff, and I was like,
oh. So check this out. That my box came today, and I'm gonna do a live unboxing of that on our live stream this weekend.
It's a mystery.
What happened?
It's a mystery bag. Right? It's a mystery box. That's so crazy. And now, of course, thanks to Toy Habits, they're completely sold out. But it's fine. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It was cool. I appreciate the fact that it worked. At least you got the box.
Not only that, we sold out.
It'll be fun, and it's like these things are returnable. And if I end up not seeing anything,
I love the idea that it's literally a grab bag. You're like, all right, whatever. Let's see what happens. Look at the draw. Like it's one of, and it's one of those crazy things.
It was Rob.
There you go. Rob,
Rob
2023.
Rob 2023 sent us that sticker. He was at Walmart, and he was like, "Wait a minute." That's right. Thank you, Rob.
Awesome.
Giver of Moss Man and Triclops stickers.
Sweet.
And he's an all-around great guy.
I guarantee, Michael, you put on the thumbnail what's in the box. Could it be Duplico? Could it be this? Could it be that? You know what I mean? People are going to lose their mind.
Could it be mini comic Manny faces?
Woohoo! We know Duplico's in here.
I was thinking, like, if for fun, I should open the box and plant mini comic Manny faces in there, but I'm not that devious.
I'm so upset. That's the third time they canceled a Motu Origins figure on me. Freaking Amazon!
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I just like they do this all the time. And you know what? Everybody's been receiving their 8.6 Batmobiles.
Oh.
I got the notice. I got a notice from Amazon I've never seen before, and it was not surprising, but at the same time, it was shocking. So I don't know if anybody's ever heard that. I got something I've never received from Amazon before. It literally said, "Your order for 8.6 Batman has been delayed. Would you like to cancel or would you like to wait?" And I was like, let me think about that. And I was like, wait.
Don't worry about it. Amazon canceled mine just because they felt like it my mistake.
It's like they are literally pulling at people's heartstrings. I mean, like, oh my god, just absolutely stupid.
Also, I mean, look at what Walmart's doing. So I wanted to circle back to Futurama Yay's question. So Walmart has this on their website for $70, and it's obviously sold by third-party sellers, and it's $39.99 when you buy it in the store. But it's so strange because I think this is it's coming to be an in-store exclusive, because I've never seen this come up for regular retail price in stock, and they could totally put this up in stock with how many they have just kind of sitting on the shelves, like the Toy Sorceress was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Mind games.
It's very strange how they decide what goes online and what doesn't. I don't understand. And again, this is the retail game that's the problem, right? When you have a traditional in-store model, which of course Walmart thrives on, versus their online, because their online experiences, Walmart, Target, all these big gigantic retailers, they have no idea what they're doing online, right?
Yeah.
And the way, and then it doesn't help. It's compounded by the fact
that back on Target delayed 4 times.
Oh, geez.
Pretty much, right? But
yeah, and they straight up canceled mine without even notifying me. So I was looking, I never got an email saying, "Oh, it's delayed." No, they just straight up canceled mine.
Yeah,
and they know who they're dealing with.
Yeah, and then it's complicated.
Do they know who you are?
Do they know who I am?
Do they know the Toy Habits crew is watching? Of course they do. but it's compounded by the fact that when they do actually get an order, half the time it's in a bag instead of a box, and by the time it reaches you, it's like halfway destroyed. It's like you guys are not helping your cause to try and move into an online retailer space. It's just,
and a gorgeous thing like Moss Man, which thank God on the shelves they've been in good condition, but with this amazing packaging, and it goes to Walmart, who makes a habit of crushing boxes.
Yeah,
and
or folding them in half.
For,
oh my god,
tacos and all sorts of stuff.
Yes,
oh my god, this is so funny. I was wondering what happened. I'm like, Fairness, are you okay? Because she just got ... and she says my kid was leaning on my keyboard. I love it. That is too so funny.
Great. Oh my god! I thought she was getting impatient. She's like, "Get on with it. Get on with it."
Yeah, I know. Me too.
You're taking too long. Too long. Do not read.
Oh my god!
I am upset.
But guys, I mean, what an incredible time to be a Motu fan right now.
Oh yeah, just great.
And Mattel's listening to the fans, and we are all going to get to live out, our "you have the power" moment, getting to pick this incredible next crowdsource project. And I'm so excited for Tuesday, guys. I don't know about you all, but
absolutely. Oh wow. Hollywood Purgatory. You know what? I had it queued up. Do you want to just share my screen really quickly? I had it queued.
Oh yeah, of course.
I had it queued up.
Oh yeah, we were looking at it.
It's gonna
earlier.
Be now it's gonna be there. It is. Yeah, the Starship Eternia, 100%. Like
yes.
we were talking about so it's funny because we were talking about Origins, we were talking about Masterverse, but between those two, right? As we know now, there is room for the Starship Eternia for sure. I mean, like where was it? What's it called? Toy Habits gave me the New Adventures He-Man, and recently New Adventure Skeletor has been hitting the shelves. So yeah, 100%. I totally 100% agree that Starship Eternia is 100% on that radar. It's huge. It's like look at that kid. That kid that kid is not he's like dwarfed by this thing. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and another great candidate for the Masterverse line, because there has been 0 New Adventures of He-Man figures in the Origins line.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, just the one in the 4-pack, right? And the He-Man 4-pack. We did get Galactic He-Man.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah. That's okay.
But still, I'm totally on board. I'm totally on board with that. I would definitely love to see something like, Queen Marlena's spaceship. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That would be an awesome way to get Queen Marlena in the line too.
100%. In her spacesuit, right? The exclusive.
Yeah, in her spacesuit.
That would be great. Yes. No. That is a really great option, I think. Nordor would be fun to see done again. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Nordor, for sure. Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, again,
possibilities.
Tuesday, guys.
Just say hello to Allison Troy popping on right now. I don't know how you missed it, Allison. Watch it on the replay.
Nothing. You didn't
miss. The Retro Toy Princess is never too late.
You didn't miss anything. It's okay. You're fine. You can watch it later. It's all good. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. What you know what? Tuesday, guys, don't forget. Keep your eye on social media. Because Tuesday comes up fast. I mean, it's already Friday. Holy crap! It's Friday. I forgot about that. It's already here in Canada. Here in Canada.
In the future.
I'm in the future right now. I am in the future.
He jumped in his DeLorean, hit 88 miles per hour, and now it's Friday.
He has his own cosmic key.
You guys, I'm already in the future. You guys are slow. That's the only thing.
I know,
right? That's how we do it here in California.
Yeah.
We're too laid back. Yeah.
It's like happening, man.
I'm still in my igloo. Don't worry, it's okay. It's
That's awesome.
Oh my god!
Well, this has been a great stream, a great conversation. Jay, I don't know if you want to tell everybody how they can find you. I'm sure everyone here knows, but tell them what's up, what's new on your channel, and where they.
He's also appearing on his own channel.
He's on his own channel too.
No,
but for those watching on Toy Habits channel, let the Toy Habits viewers know.
I'd rather talk about Toy Habits, guys. Definitely, check out toyhabits.com. Make sure you guys like and follow the Toy Habits crew. They are an amazing group of people. These guys are writing articles right now. You can tell because they're so engaged. Toy Sorceress was faking it. She literally ducked out, wrote an article, right? Charades my ass. She was literally writing an article while she ducked out. Right? You can probably check toyhabits.com right now. There's probably an article about all this wonderful fun we had tonight. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you guys for having me for this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. You guys are freaking awesome. Guys, definitely check out toyhabits.com and Toy Habits on YouTube. You guys won't regret it. As far as what I'm doing, I'm not doing much. However, if you could just please share the last screen that I have for tonight. I did want to give a huge shout out to Hexastack. Guys, only 7 days to go. If you guys are interested in this new display system, I would definitely check out their Kickstarter. For those of you guys who don't know, Hexastack is a display system for your action figures because anyone who's tried to display figures in a DTOF or any sort of shelf, you'll know that you can't actually see any of your figures on one level plane. So
like this.
So Hexastack, exactly. So Hexastack gives you options to actually stack up your figures and be able to see them on multiple planes, giving options for your display features. The really big feature for this is that they have magnets, which help to keep everything in place because, as you know, these display stands tend to shift around quite a bit. They have multiple options, including textures for each individual stack. And multiple options for displays. Guys, definitely give Hexastack a look on Kickstarter. Just wanted to give that shout out to my good friend, at my good friends over at Hexastack, because again, this is they're only they're down to 7 days on this. I know it's one of those things, but you never know. The last couple of days, of course, things tend to ramp up. So I want to give these guys the best shot that they have. Huge shout out to Travis, who's putting this one together. Best of luck, brother. Hopefully this helps out a little bit. And of course, I'm going to be talking about this on my stream tomorrow. Nice. So you guys can learn more about that. But didn't want to hijack this stream for too long. Thank you guys so much for giving me that little shout out. And of course, guys, check out toyhabits.com and Toy Habits on YouTube.
I was going to say, check out Mega J Retro if you haven't already. He has an awesome channel. Jay, you have like the kindest heart and the biggest personality and just so much fun to watch. Make sure you like, subscribe, check Mega J's channel out. You are incredible and just such a good friend and such a kind heart. So thank you for all you do for the community. I mean, you are a force to be reckoned with, Jay. You are just incredible. So thank you.
So, Sorceress, you were talking about Michael and you're talking about yourself. So, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for for all of but thank you to the community. Thank you guys,
Yeah.
the Toy Habits crew. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Wonderful suggestions. You guys came up with stuff we never would have thought of on our own. And guys, don't forget Tuesday's the day. But you know what? Keep an eye.
Another Mo Tuesday.
Exactly. Keep an eye on all of our channels for the latest news and updates as they come in. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure being here tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to give another shout out to all our community members. Thanks for all your support. You guys are incredible. They were all out there on the chat tonight. Thanks to everybody in the crew for showing up. You guys are awesome. Always a fun time to get together with the community and talk to you guys about all things Motu and all things toys. This has been a lot of fun. And Michael, of course, sorry, that way. It's always backwards. You're an awesome partner. Thanks for everything you do. And this has been such a fun stream, you guys. I am so stoked for Tuesday. And I think we're all going to have like our minds blown at the choices we're going to have, at some possibility of a real project. This is going to become a real crowdsourced project we're going to have in our hands probably within a year. And it's just going to be so cool.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be insane.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, community. Thank you, Jay. And thank you, as always, Toy Sorceress. You are the best partner I could ever ask for.
So are you.
We will see everyone sometime this weekend as we sort out our schedule. And it was amazing hanging out with everyone and just getting to share all the things Motu with the community. So we will see everyone.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, be sure to tune in to Geek Dad Life on Sunday, where it'll be my turn to co-host for John. So
that is awesome.
And if you're sending in something to Stump, please be kind. I'm good at accessories, I'm no John, so I'll try to do my best. I know
Google will be your friend.
You'll do fine. What are you talking about? You'll do fine. If I did okay, you'll do fantastic. I mean, I think Jay was feeding me answers. I mean, it was like it just
Go throwing these softballs, huh?
He was
trying to,
He'll help. You'll get all the help you need. Trust me. Anyway, you don't need any help, Toy Sorceress. You're a genius.
No,
a genius.
Yes. She is amazing.
You guys are awesome. Well, tune in this weekend. We will be going live, and we'll be talking about the remaining creatures to be released in the Origins line, right?
Yes. And little accessory playsets and accessory packs too. So.
Yes, and accessory packs as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
that'll be awesome. All right. Yes. Well, have a good night, everybody. And thanks for tuning in. And we love you all. Good night.